One of the things about understanding climate change is that all the figures seem quite tiny, a degree here or there, a few centimetres of sea level rise. But it all mounts up. And I was trying to think of a way of explaining that. And I was thinking about hair growth because of my fringe. You can't see it growing, but suddenly, after what seems like a relatively short time, it's getting in my eyes again. And I was sitting in a hairdresser's one day thinking about this and listening to conversations going on beside me. And so this is a poem that connects all of that up, hopefully. It's called That Tricky Stage. It'll be an autumn wedding. She's going for the boho princess look, she says. Floor-length, lace sleeves, botanicals, and peach and sugar pink old roses. They're on trend, bouquets for this year. I look away, out of the window. Rain slamming on the pavement like a fire hose, in spite of Easter being hot enough to melt the eggs. Floods, the headlines say, showing that the tabloids have at least one talent for outlining the obvious. Far north, on Uist in the Hebrides, Junes like this were always wedding season. All the flowers needed bloomed wild on the maca, and redshanks piped a celebration from each fence post. But it's all changed now, my landlady tells me. You've to cut the peat in April, or it'll still be wet in autumn. And weddings, you can't predict the fine days anymore. Just as well they'd sooner fly to Thailand to be wed. The sea is eating at the sand dunes, seeping slowly underneath the roots of flowers, a process like the way hair grows, too small to notice day by day, a depth rise just the thickness of a penny every year. A pound's worth isn't much, but it will be enough for a brackish bleaching of the rainbow. Campion and harebell, heartsease, cranesbill, eyebright, thyme, the calls of birds that fill the long, sweet dusks they call the simmer dim, all gone. A fishtail plait with lots of root lift is what the stylist recommends, but the bride-to-be is squinting at her own reflection, tugging at the ear-length foils. Trouble is, she says, I just can't see it growing. It's at that tricky stage.